Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is the fourth episode of my Flutter animation series. So basically I'm not a very huge fan of a lot of animation in any app, but some of the animations looks good in any application. Like it can be something like a hero animation or the animation which I'm going to show you today, and it's not just an animation, it can be used as a widget as well. So let me just show you what we are going to build. So this is a flipper widget, or you can say a flip widget, whatever you want to call it. So as you can see, these kind of things you want to implement in your applications in different scenarios. Like you have a credit card, you want to turn them, or you want to turn any of your widget and show some other widget. So as you can see on the screen, this is tap to see the code. So it will be good if I could animate it and show the code in an animated way. So if I'll click on it, as you can see, this is how we will see how we can perform this animation. So as you can see, if I'll click again, then it will go back, and this turn of the horizontal turn is what we are going to achieve today. And we can also make it vertically, so we'll see how we can customize it and all that stuff. So before proceeding, let me just tell you that this is the fourth episode of animation series, so there are 3 or more episodes if you want to start with animations in Flutter. And also please make sure that you are the subscriber of the channel, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and also press that bell icon because that's also important to get the future updates. And as you always support me, so please keep supporting, and I'm trying to make as many videos as possible these days. So I'm back to my business, so this is what we will do in this video. So as you can see right now on the screen, this is a very normal counter application which we get, and this is just the main.dart. I'm going to delete all of this. So now I'll click import material.dart. So I'll start from the scratch, and you can also use it as a widget anywhere, so it's totally your choice. I hope that you know how to use them as a widget. Here we have this void main method, which is run app, my app. I know I should not write this boilerplate code, but just for the simplicity of the project, if you are starting from the scratch, I'm doing this thing. So material app, and then in the home I'm just going to use flipper widget. Okay, so this flipper widget is still not created, so let's just make here a stateful widget which we will call a flipper widget. Okay, and as you know, when we use animation, then we actually use this mixin, which is single ticker provider state mixin, because we only have a single animation which we are going to. So oh sorry, this is not this not this should not be here. We will use it here. Single ticker. Okay, now this is fine. So this is what our state class looks like, and we have just used this mixin here. Now let's talk about some animation. Okay, so as you can see, if I'll click here, it will go to this position and then it will reverse back. So first of all, we will take a boolean if it is reversed or not, so we can make it by default false, and then I can have an animation which will be of type double, and I can call it animation. Then I will have an animation controller, because that's also something which is necessary to have. Then in the init state, what I will do here is I'll initialize this animation controller like this. Then I'll pass the vsync this, and the duration of this would be somewhere like 1 second. It would be good enough. Okay, now for the animation part, what we can do, so for the animation we are gonna use twin sequence here. So I'll use twin sequence, like, because as you will see here, when I click on it, it goes like straight first, and then it goes like if you will see by the angle, then it turns 90 degree, and then from there 90 degree again in the reverse direction. So that's why there are two sequences. So we will use tween sequence and dot animate, and here we will pass the animation controller of ours, and yes, we are done. So now in the items part, it will take an array of tween sequence. So first will be the tween sequence item, and second one will be the tween sequence item again. And now this tween sequence item takes a tween. So here we can just pass a tween which has this begin and end property. So we will start from 0.0, and for and we can go to pi by 2 or minus pi by 2. So pi is not available, so we will import the math dot colon math library, and then we are done with this part. And then we this tween sequence item also expects a weight. So when I click on it, so there are two sequences, and both of them takes half of the weight, so I'll give it 0.5. and for another tween, I'll just copy this code from here, and I'll paste it here as well, but it will start from pi by 2 because we are already on to minus pi by 2. So it's, let's say pi is 180 degree by 2, which is minus 90 degree. So the value of and would be what? So this is the calculation which it will do, and then from the we will begin from the pi by 2 and we will end back to 0.0. okay, so this is the tween, and it is beginning from this value. So it's a double value, and it's also the double value, so it will go to around minus 90, and then from plus 90 to 0. okay, so this is what we have done so far. So this is our animation, and then yeah, that's it about it. So in the build method, we just have a container, so we can use a scaffold. First of all, we'll give an app bar and then a title, and the text we can say flipper widget probably. okay, and in the body part, let's have an empty container. And yes, so okay, we are done with this part. Let's try to run this code and see what we get, so that we can do all the things live. And now it will replace this particular sample which you are seeing on the screen. So this is what we need to make, and then I'll show you the customization as well. So it will hardly take a minute or so on. So let's see what we get. So it's our flipper widget, and it is supposed to be blank, and it is blank. So we have this container. So rather than container, what we can use an animated builder here, and we will provide our animation here, because we don't want to use set state manually. So that's why we are using this widget, because we have the builder widgets, and we all know that builders widgets are amazing. Then we are gonna use a builder, and this builder will take a context as well as should check a child, and then we will use a widget called transform widget, because we want to perform that 3D effect that card is moving or something like that. So for the alignment, we will make it alignment dot center, because we want to rotate it from the center. okay, so center. Then for the transform part, I am gonna use the matrix matrix 4. okay, matrix 4 dot identity, and dot we can use a value from here. Which one? We should use the entry, which accepts a row, column, and what else we have here? I guess entry would set entry. okay, row, column, and double V. So for row, we can take 3. for column we can take 2, and then for v 0.001. This is actually the way how you will use any 3D transformation, and this is the fixed value which I know. I don't know how they came out with this particular value, but I have played with it, and in fact in one of my video, which is the list wheel scroll view or 3D list view, you will see that the same value I have used. So here, oh, there is a problem. I'll use dot dot so that we can do this cascading, and then we can rotate it on the axis Y for the time being, because I want to do it horizontally. And then for the angle I will use the value of the animation. So animation dot value, either it will be 0 to minus 90, or from 90 to 0. Okay, so this is what we have for the transform. Then it takes a child again, and for the child we can use a gesture detector, where on tap we will do something. Okay, null as for the time being. And because when we will tap on that card, it should reverse. So for its side we can either use stack, or we can use index stack. I guess index stack would be a better choice, because it will give us the index, and by that index we can check which card we want to show. So it also takes a list of children, where we can have a card 1, let's say, and we can have card 2. Okay, and then it will also take an alignment. We again gonna give it an alignment dot center, and then for the index part we will check if animation controller dot value is less than 0.5, then we will say the index to 0, otherwise 1. Okay, so these indexes are the value of this. So 0 means this card, first card, and 1 means this card. Okay, so this is the index of this particular stack. Now we need to make this card 1 and card 2. So I'll make a stateless widget card 1, and we can make a stateless widget card 2. Okay, and then here we can have a card, and we can decide its color. Let's say colors dot red. Then in the child part we can have a container. Let's give it a width of 300 and a height of 300 for the time being, because you can modify it accordingly however you want to modify it. Then for its child part, we can take a text that tap to CD code. Okay, and for its styling we can make it color can be white, and font weight can be font weight dot bold, and then I guess font size can be 25. Okay, this looks good. Now I'll just copy this code from here, from this one. Okay, and it's not centered, so what I'll do, I'll make it centered. So let's wrap it with the center widget, and then I can probably copy this card code from here to here as well, so that we don't have to write the code twice. And now here we can show a code, let's say 3567894. Okay, 6 digit, and then make it 35 or 35, yes, and the color as black. Okay, and now, okay, this is something weird. This card went to the top. I don't know why, but that's what's happening. Okay, so this should be alignment is center, everything looks good so far. What I did wrong? Okay, maybe I did something wrong here. So let's make it a center widget as well. For yeah, this looks much better. Now what I want, when I click on the card, I want to do the animation. So I'll make a method here. Let's say do animation, do anim. Okay, this is the name of the method, and here when I am setting this on tap to null, I'll just call do anim. Okay, and then in the do anim, what I'll do, I'll check if this reversed. First of all, I'll check if it is not mounted, then I'll just return. Else, if I'll check if it is reversed, then I'll use my animation controller dot reverse. Okay, else if it is not reversed, then I'll say my animation controller to forward it. Okay, now I guess we are ready, so let's click on it, and you can see this effect 3 5 6 7 8 9. And if I'll click on it again, it's not working. Why it's not working? Because we are not setting the value of reversed anywhere. So once it is forward, we will say reverse is equal to true, and then when it is reversed, then we will say reversed is equal to false. Okay, now I'll do a hot restart, and then if I'll click here, you can see 3 5 6 7 8 9, and if I'll click again, then you can see that. Now let me just show you something. Let's change it from rotate Y to rotate X, and then if I'll click here, then you can see this effect. This also looks good. I guess these kind of animations can make your app much better to give a good look and feel, rather than using any heavy animation which does not make actually any sense. Because the more application will be simpler and good to use, then it will give a good customer feedback. So so that's it actually. And if you want, let me just change it to rotate Y. That looks much better for me. If you want to change its direction, then you can go here from the AND value is minus pi, so you can make it pi, and here you can append the minus for the second sequence item. So now if I'll click here, I have to do a hot restart, and then yeah, that's fine. If I'll click here, then you can, oh no, it didn't work, I guess. Okay, let me just do the hot restart again, and yes, okay, it's working. I don't know, so I forget. Oh yeah, it's working. So it's changed the direction. Although for the confirmation, let me just try to change it again, so I remember if it actually changed the direction or not. Now it should turn this way. Yeah, this is fine. So this is how you can do, and you can, you know, replace this UI with any other UI, this card 1, card 2. You can make a custom widget, whatever you want. If you want, I can publish a library for it. So that's kind of all of it from this video. So this was the 4th episode of animation series. This is also part of Flutter weekly widget. As you can see that this also works like a widget, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then press the like button, okay, and comment if you have any question. Also please subscribe to motivate me for making good stuff on Flutter, for React, and whatever you want. And also make sure that bell icon is pressed. The source code will be available on GitHub. You can check the description for the link. Bye bye, take care, and keep fluttering.